Legion Tactical Cutlery.
Hold the line!
Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Grugs here, Legion Tactical Cutlery. Welcome back once again, troops, legionnaires, and new recruits. Man, it's freezing out here. It's about 30 degrees. However, we're going to be testing out the new Eafengrow EF157 in Sleipner Steel. I'm pretty excited, so let's get to it. Troops, what are you carrying today? What is your EDC? I got something really cool that I'm carrying today. My Dicoria Black Glory. I'll be doing a Legion premiere soon enough. What are you all carrying? Veterans, active military, always want to say thank you very much for your service and enjoy the video. Troops, it's cold out here. Quick specs, let's get it done. Once again, this is the Eafengrow EF157 in Sleipner Steel. Overall length 11.2 inch, blade length 6.2 inch, blade steel Sleipner, blade hardness 60 to 62 HRC, blade thickness 6 millimeters, blade width 1.9 inch, handle length 5 inch, handle thickness 0.79 inch. Handle material is a G10 with red liners. Weight 13.8 ounces. Weight with the sheath 18.3 ounces. Features full Tang lanyard hole, Kydex sheath, and a tech lock. Just a quick close-up. However, I do have a Legion premiere on this knife that gives you a lot more detail. Go check it out. We're gonna make this fast. Check out that awesome clip point blade. I know it's got a little bit of a design over there feature. It is a high saber grind, excellent sharpening choil, a little guard. The handles are nicely done, very well contoured. Okay, you can see the lanyard hole here. All right, very generous. It's got full Tang goodness with red liners. They did a fantastic job. It's got a little bit of jimping, a little bit of a hump over here to help you out if you got to cut some meat or some game, but just a pretty nice knife. You can see the logos over there, the Sleipner logo and the name of the knife itself. Very small. All right, let's check out the sheath. Here she is, troops. I kind of wish the only thing that this sheath had was that little thumb ramp. However, it is not a deal breaker. Taco style. It's got the rivet holes. You could wrap paracord or put a pouch here. It does come with a tech lock, or you could take this off and grab yourself a third-party option, a dangler system, whatever it is that you think that you need to carry this system. Let's pop the knife in. Looking good. The retention is decent on this particular knife and Kydex setup. It's quiet. Let's go. Just a small log. I don't want to be out here all day, just to give you an example of how this knife does. Let's get to it. We're going to be testing out the edge, doing some chopping on this log. Nothing too thick, nothing too big. I don't want to be out here all day. So let's get started. Now I am wearing gloves. It's cold. So I'm pretty sure that the log is, you know, nice and hard. Should provide a good test platform to see if the edge holds up. Does it bend? Does it roll? Does it chip? Could you use it as an outdoor knife? Absolutely. However, I kind of think that this is more geared towards hunting maybe, but that's just my opinion. I will try and use every part of the blade. So the way the handle is, it's kind of straight. And I noticed that it could also be the gloves, but it is slipping a little bit because of the gloves. I kind of wish it had a little bit more bird's beakish. However, you know, this knife may not be made for its primary use is chopping, more for, again, in my opinion, hunting. Definitely a hard piece of wood, man. Definitely hard. I could definitely feel that it is solid. Let's take a quick look. Looking good. It's good that I'm swinging because I'm starting to warm up nice. Just make sure I'm in the same vicinity of chopping. It's a very well balanced, in my opinion, very well balanced blade, and you can see the sweet spot. You can see the discoloration in the stone wash over here, the black stone wash. But it's doing good so far, and that edge is looking good. I do notice that my scales are coming a little loose. I'm gonna have to tighten this up once I'm done. All right, let's take a quick look. That's looking good. Just like I said, just the scales are just loose. I was hoping to get this done quick, but this thing is so solid that it's taking a lot longer. Whew. Having the lanyard is definitely a good idea, man. I know it's cold. You know what? Let me just try it without the gloves for a little bit. Let's see how it works out. Oh, much better. Definitely good grip. I got to find myself a pair of insulated gloves that's grippy. So if anybody's got any suggestions, let me know in the comments below. Wow, you can see how it's cutting real nice. So far, so good. We're chipping away. We're almost through. You see that? I just chopped this area to make it a little bit larger. That Sleipner steel is holding up great. Fantastic. Okay. Awesome. Let's move on. Let's demonstrate some vertical and horizontal batoning. Nice. Okay, so just to speed things up, I'll use one to process vertically and the other to process horizontally. And this way I can go in the car and warm up a bit. All right, good. You can see this is a solid piece of wood. Let me get rid of this bark. It's still some crystallization from being so cold out here. Just use this tip to get rid of this rest of this bark. Perfect. Okay. All right, let's continue. Let's continue the example of some vertical batoning here. The 6mm solid, man. I'll tell you, I like the grinds on this blade. The High Saber is doing a phenomenal job. Definitely going through some kind of a knot now. So let's see if this knife will be able to handle it. No knot, but I hit a little rough patch somewhere around here, and it did well. There is a knot up here, okay, but so far so good. And again, if I got to make some kindling, doing fine with the gloves. Other than that they're slippery, you know, I still have a pretty good grip on this knife. I don't feel any kind of shock. I did tighten up the handle. They don't have any kind of T6 or T8 screws. They've got these very big Chicago type screws with the flathead. So you have to be prepared for that if they get loose out in the field. Okay, definitely a good demonstration for vertical batoning. Let's take a look at the retention over here for the edge. Now you could see the discoloration, and I'm using that area of the blade to show you the retention on the edge. So far, so good. I like it. Let's do some horizontal batoning with the other piece. Okay, let's utilize the whole blade. I'll go down the center first. Nice. Okay, here you go. Let me just take off this bark. We could save that for later for any kind of firewood. Looks like that one didn't come off yet. Let's just keep going. Again, utilizing the whole blade. Nice. Good. Okay, that's awesome. Now, remember, I'm at a campsite where, you know, having these stumps and doing what I'm doing is definitely feasible. Maybe if you're on a trail or hiking alone, you might not have stumps to do this kind of work on. However, I do, so it's a real good example. Okay. Actually, you know what? Since that's so awkward, let me just do a little test with this tip. And this does have a protruding tang, which is nice. Tip is there. Let me just pick up those two pieces. All right, just pick those up. Got a little bit flatter piece now. There we go. All right, nice. Let's continue with some horizontal. Okay, that's actually a nice piece to make a bow drill board. I get, you know, if it was the right proper piece of wood. I know usually bow drill boards are made ahead of time, but you never know out in the field if you need to do something. Got a nice flat piece, you can start making holes. You know, just an example. Let's finish this off. Okay, excellent. More kindling or feather sticks, right? All right, let's make some feather sticks and some individual curls. Okay, I processed a few pieces for the feather sticks. You can see the kindling all over there. And that other piece that I chopped. Let's just make some individual curls now. I'm not sure what this wood is, but it's good, man. I'm shaving, you know, which is perfect to make these beautiful curls here. You can make a big pile. Okay, just a small demonstration, looking good here. All right, with individual curls, you can make a big pile, and then you could spark it up with a ferro rod, lighter, etc. Okay, so now let's make some feathers. Just gonna try and do some very thin curls here. Whatever the geometry is on the bevel over here is excellent. You know, I am definitely digging in and, you know, making those fine feathers. You can make a bunch of these and then, you know, stick them up with your sticks that you find on the floor, light it up over here along with a big pile in the center. You know, you've seen it in my community page, how I do it. I mean, you could do it any way you want. This is the way I prefer. And, you know, what better way to use your knife, test out your knife. Okay, excellent, excellent. I'm gonna do another one off camera real quick, and then I'll move on to something different. Let's do some cross batoning in case you have maybe a firebox stove. Okay, let me just pick that up. All right, now you've got two more manageable pieces here. Let's do it again one more time. Hopefully it won't fly off the stump. Okay, that's good. And if you want to just use your tip, just make sure I'm safe here. All right, you want to split them in half. Use your tip, and now you've got some smaller pieces of kindling here. All right. Simple. I'm not bashing the living daylights out of the knife like I usually do with some of the knives. Just some simple work. Okay, you've got some stuff for the firebox stove. Let's do a little bit longer piece now. Okay, nice. There we go. I didn't need to do that, but I wanted to do this. That's what I wanted to do. And you could see tip is doing fine. And still, we're so sharp, right? I really didn't do anything to the edge, but an example of using the tip and doing a little bit of cross batoning. Again, you don't got to do anything serious. You don't got to have a thick piece of wood, but you know, if you got a firebox stove and you want to make a little bit smaller pieces, here you go. All right, I used the knife to make a nice flat piece of wood. All right, just want to use the tip in case you want to prepare one of these bow drill boards or fire boards. I think they're called fire boards. You know, you want to use the tip. Whoops, got to be careful. To create a divot. This would be perfect though to get into the meat with the knuckles or the joints, you know, get into some bone maybe. I think this tip is definitely robust enough that it can handle, you know, the abuse. As you saw before, I was stabbing it into the stump here, and tip is intact, unlike some other companies. You know, not once has Eafengrow said, "Oh, that's not what the knife is made for." Every time I ask them, "Can I use it? Can I use it? Can I abuse it?" You know, they always say, "Go ahead, do it. Do what you have to do." You know, they want me to prove to you that the knife is pretty durable, you know, out in the field. But I always recommend that you take something to sharpen with you, because even a knife gets dull out in the field, no matter what it is, what kind of steel. But as you can see, okay, I made the tip, I made the divot actually went through. Well, that's cool. I guess if you need to make a hole, right? For whatever reason, you can go through the wood, so that's good. All right. Just real quick, I want to make a little notch. Haven't done this in a while. Yeah, she's digging in. Nice. I guess you could use the tip over here with your thumb, you know, do a little bit more finer work. Okay, not the greatest. It's been a while, I gotta tell you, it's been a while since I did a notch. But you get the idea, all right? And then, I don't know, you wanna do a little bit more finer work. Again, you could use your thumb, right? Right, in case you want to make this a little bit flatter. Right, you can make a tent stake and then let's make that point. Okay, there you go, very capable, all right? Very capable. Good, so now, what I want to do is, now I did mention, the spine is rounded off. However, I did find something at the choil area. Now, you're not going to get a big piece of wood between this choil, but if you could find something small, you know, like, all right, so you got your bow drill board and, okay, it's not a lot. You know, I'm always trying to find the best in a tool. And you could see, you know, if you're nervous about using a workshop sharpener to make this sharp, the spine, this seems to be working out okay. I mean, it's a little example, small example. And you're going to have to find the right piece. Right, but you can make a little fluff. This is, again, small example. Fat wood. All right, fat wood. Let me see. No. Yeah, okay, good. The size of the choil is going to limit, you know, what you can do, unfortunately. Again, it's still an option though, you know, if you need to use it. It might take a little bit more effort, right? But I'm getting a little fluff. You know, at least you have the choil, even though the rest of the spine is rounded off. It's not very efficient. Again, better than nothing though. So now, I'm curious. I know this is a bigger rod, but not that good. You could see, not that good. I thought, I thought it would be better. That's too bad. Okay. To create those sparks, I had to go at a certain angle. But it's doing something, so not the greatest, not a deal breaker. This knife, to me, again, is a hunting knife that is capable to do outdoor work, camping stuff. I think it did a fine job. Let me get some rope and some paracord. Let's do a quick test over there, but you know, push comes to shove. You know what I mean? It'll do it, okay? So that's, to me, that's good news. It might be good news for some of you. You may not like that. But again, if you're brave enough, you can sharpen that spine and scrape. Real quick example of some outdoor tests, and then we'll conclude because I got to warm up, man. So some pretty thick paracord, 1100. Okay. Whoops. I slipped out of my glove. All right, easy enough. And then we have some seatbelt material. All right. Okay, easy. Nice and clean cut. And we have some thick natural rope right here. All right. All right, I'm satisfied. Knife did well. Let's conclude. Troops, I hope you enjoyed this demonstration of the Eafengrow EF157. I think it did very well. In my personal opinion, again, my opinion, I think this is more of a hunting knife that can do the outdoors. And it did fine. I mean, for light to medium, maybe some heavy duty work. I didn't push it because it's cold out here, you know? And it did well. It chopped, it batoned, vertical, horizontal. You know, I was able to cut the rope. I even was slicing some rope off camera. I probably should have put it on camera, but it did it. The only thing is that it didn't do some scraping. I thought that choil was going to do a little bit better. Again, if you have the courage, you could sharpen up that spine and make this thing spark showers. You know what I mean? But other than that, very capable knife for the outdoors. Use it for hunting. Use it for the camp. Awesome, awesome blade. You can even do a little bit of bushcrafting, right? All right, troops, look, it's cold. I'm going to get in my car, warm up. Let me bring awareness to everybody. Hashtag 22 a day. Hashtag 22 a day. No more that our veterans and active military wants to get out of the service. They do face a lot of challenges. Unfortunately, one of these challenges is suicide. So at the end of this video, pause on the slides at the end. Call those phone numbers, surf those websites. If you know somebody, please try to reach out to them and seek the help you all have earned and deserved. Troops, Legionnaires, and new recruits, thank you very much. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm going to go warm up. At the ready, troops, hold the line. Take care.
Legionnaires!